I'd have to say I never really knew a whole lot what was going on in Sudan or inside of northern Uganda. I went on a 5-week mission trip, and one of the reasons we went there was to actually work on some buildings. And when I was there on this 5-week mission trip, we were coming probably halfway through the trip. I went into the bush. Well, naturally, going into the bush, you'll see a lot of the things. You'll see really what's going on inside of Africa. But I come across the body of a small child that stepped on a landmine, and I couldn't understand how could we allow this to go on. And I stood over the body and said, God, I'll do anything I can to end up helping these people. Well, I was back in Sudan 3 months later, supporting and helping the people pull out the landmines. So then it just kept going deeper and deeper. I'd done that for a good amount of time, and then ended up running a mobile clinic for a good amount of time. And then one day as we were driving through the bush, God said to me, stop. And this was a very area He wanted me to build the children's village. So we started building this children's village. I mean, and a lot of people, they say, well, we got to wait till we get the budget before we can start this project. I never had the budget to start anything. I just knew I had to do something. If you wait around till you get the money to do something, you're not even going to do anything. So I always encourage people, if you feel led to do it, get up and just start it. So anyways, we started the children's village. We run into a lot of difficulties, but I never gave up. I kept going on. Even down to this day, we'll run into difficulties, but I never end up giving up. But now we have 3 projects in Uganda. We have the project in South Sudan. We actually expanded into Ethiopia. We're getting ready to do work in Somalia. So it keeps growing and growing on us now.
Yeah, it's just a really amazing work, what you're doing. What are you scared when you go down there, or were you when you originally started? There was civil wars going on.
I would be lying if I said I never get scared. I mean, I get scared a lot, but when it comes right down to it, I never had a problem with dying. I got more of a problem, with living. But if we worry about what something's going to cost us, you can never rescue anybody, especially a child. I mean, so I always tell people, if you're going to be a rescuer, you can't count the cost, you can't think about it, because if you begin to do that, then it's going to be too late and you're not able to rescue someone.
What's the most difficult part about being down in Africa?
I think the hardest thing to realize when you do the work that I do is you can't rescue them all. This movie gave us a platform to speak out about the truth of what's going on in Sudan, Darfur, and also South Sudan. South Sudan just got their independence July 9th of this year. And a lot of people that know a little bit of South Sudan, they think, well, everything's good there now. It's not true. They're still fighting in Abyei, there's fighting in the Nuba, there's fighting in the Blue Nile. But the big thing is there's still thousands of children dying per month inside of Darfur. We got to look where the problem's coming from. The problem from all of this is coming from President Bashir, the president of Northern Sudan. This man is the only president in all of history to have war crime charges placed on him, and he's still in office. All of the little rebel groups, like if you watch the movie, you'll see it's the Lord Resistant Army, the LRA, but they're fully financed by the president of Northern Sudan, Bashir. So off of this movie, it gives me a very good platform that I'm able to speak out of what's really going on in these countries. And it's not just Sudan, surrounding countries like if you follow the Lord Resistant Army now, they're actually held up into Congo, and they're coming in and out of Sudan. So you got even the surrounding countries are being affected by this president, Bashir. I believe his days are numbered. If we take note to what's going on around the world now, people are tired of dictators running countries. They're tired of murderers running countries. So my hope, my prayer is that this country, Northern Sudan, is going to get a taste of freedom and going to see other countries living freedom, and they're going to say, we want the same thing, we need to push Bashir out of office.
How does that happen, though? What are the people?
Look at what happened in Libya. I mean, it's happening all around. It's when people take a stand and they say, we're tired of dictatorship, we're tired of a murderer being in place. I mean, this man has war crime charges placed against him. I believe that the only thing that got to happen is a country needs to stand up. The people got to stand up and say, we want freedom, and then the world to back him. And this man could be taken out of office.
Do you think the people are scared to try and revolt against
Absolutely.
them?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, he's caused a genocide in Darfur. He has even made claims that when the South separated, he said that he was going to run the North under Arabic law. And if they start that, that's going to give every Christian or every non-believer a problem, because when you're under Arabic law, you're going to run everything as if you are a radical Muslim.
No. So what's it like to have Gerard Butler play you in a film?
I didn't know Gerard Butler to start with. Okay, I don't watch a lot of TV. I will say my daughter did know him, and everyone asked, what do I think of Gerard? You know, I'm a hillbilly from Pennsylvania, so I didn't know the guy, but my daughter knew who he was. But the United States rate him as one of the top 10. He's actually, the last I heard, number 3 in actors right now. So I got to say, I mean, yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Could they pick someone a little better looking than
Right. Well, he ended up asking my wife. He asked my wife, he said, what do you think about me playing your husband? And she said, well, I thought they'd have picked somebody a little better looking. So I always joke with him about it. But one thing I will say, I was a little concerned how he was going to do. He has a strong Scottish accent. The guy done amazing. I don't know what happened to it. He done amazing job. The other concern that I had was that he wasn't just going to use his acting skills from up here, that he was going to get it here in his heart. And he did. In some of the scenes, or not some of them, many of the scenes, you could see in his eyes, he got it. He caught the compassion. He caught the storms, the trials, everything that I've went through over the years. He got it.
How were you able to be on the set at all, or
you know, I spent a few weeks with him, but you got to remember, a good movie starts with a good script. Mm-hmm. We had a guy from Hollywood that wrote the script. Okay, Jason Keller came in. He spent about a year with me, and I mean, he literally moved into my life for like a year. So he wanted to get the script written as close as he could to my life. Then naturally, you got to have a good director. We had Marc Forster, which is also one of the top 10 directors. He came in. Marc and the screenwriter, Jason, went to Sudan. So they spent a week and a half in Sudan to get it all down as close as they could. Then came Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler spent a few weeks with me here in Pennsylvania, actually came into my area and lived. I spent some time with him in LA, spent a lot of time with him on the phone and everything. He actually heard me preach a few times. So he wanted to catch the character. I will say that everybody in this movie done the very best and went over and beyond to put out the best movie they could.
It's exciting. And you're in support of the film and you want everyone to go see it?
Absolutely. I will say, I have a lot of people ask me, well, Sam, what do you think of the finished product? If I didn't approve of it, I wouldn't be here. The movie is based on a book that I wrote and stuff. It's called Another Man's War. I encourage everyone that sees the movie and has questions, buy the book. You can go to any bookstore and get it, or you can go to our website and even get it. But you'll see that the whole movie is based on things that's in the book. Some of the action scenes are amped up. That's just Hollywood. There's a few little things that was Hollywood, but the base of the movie is the truth. It's based on the truth. The timeline is really messed up because you got 30-some plus years bunched together in order to make a 2-hour movie.
Well, it was a very entertaining film, so it was a lot of fun. And,
great.
My friend that I went with last night, she was in tears by the end of it. So
I know. I've seen it 7 times now, and I cry every time. And one of the things that's happening to people when they come out of the movie, most people are going to see the movie either because Gerard Butler or Sam Childers. But after you see the movie, It's not about Sam Childers anymore. It's about what are you going to do now. So I'm hoping that this movie is going to motivate a lot of people to stand up and do something around the world. And I hope that they're going to be motivated. It's not just about African children. It's about rescuing children around the world. We have children even here in the U.S. that's dying, and there's something each and every one of us can do. And I tell people all the time, if you don't know much about Africa, educate yourself, get on the internet, educate yourself, find a nonprofit out there that's doing a work that you're comfortable with, support them. If you don't have someone that you know like that, get on our website and support us.
Can I check out your tattoo quickly?
Yeah.
Did you get that before the movie, or?
No, I've ended up having it for several months and stuff. I covered up another one I had there.
Very cool. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.